he was phenomenal for Chelsea, man. He did so much. And I think that's why United signed him.
I think it is a really good time to get some signings in for a lot of teams, but I personally think the value isn't there anymore. You're looking at a lot of these teams selling players at full prices for 100 million, 60 million. So I don't think the value is there personally. And just name a couple of your favorite January transfer signings of all time from the Premier League. So first of all, we have to talk about the main one. Virgil van Dijk is the main January transfer signing we've ever probably seen in the Premier League. 75 million they spent to Southampton. He was also a player that threw his toys out the pram from Southampton to actually get his move to Liverpool. And I think from what we've seen, Sean, to kind of contradict what you said about Trossard, is he hasn't put a foot wrong mentality-wise when he was at Liverpool. He just really wanted that big move to Liverpool. Been a fantastic player for them. He was a key factor in them winning their first league title as well.
Obviously, I would go with Bentancur and Kula, but I think that's too early to tell. And I think you could make a case, but I reckon for you, but United, I think the two that scream out are going to be, so I'd go for Evra. January transfer window, young French left back. Didn't anticipate him to be that good, but then when you look at his record, fantastic. The way that he played, going up and down, Champions League games, he's always the first name on the team sheet, and that consistency that he had over the kind of 10-year period, you boys, you got to make a good case for him. And then another one is probably for you guys, because you had majority of the success back then, will probably be Vidic as well.
Yeah, same window.
Again, solid as a rock, so you can't.
Former club captain.
I'm trying to think of some of the players, but just proceeding me to me. Yeah.
It's all right. Let's ask Sean if Aubameyang makes it in that list.
Yeah, he does. Of course he does.
Oh, my days.
Obviously, I don't want Arsenal fans.
Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan in that same window. That was crazy.
Yeah, I can't let Arsenal fans think I hate Aubameyang. I don't hate Aubameyang. I love Aubameyang. But that time when we signed him, oh my gosh, that season, I remember he just helped push us into a good space. He made us smile that season, because that was a season that I think Wenger also stepped down. It was just nice to kind of have that good striker, like a proper striker, come in for us. So I really enjoyed him. But one that I would actually say is Nemanja Matic to Chelsea.
Ooh, I forgot about him being a January one, because that was when they re-signed him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
from Benfica.
Yeah. And he was phenomenal for Chelsea, man. He did so much, and I think that's why United signed him. It made sense why United signed him. That was not a bad signing by you guys back then. But
another Chelsea one I should spring to mind. Now you mentioned it, Branislav Ivanovic. What a signing he was once upon a time. Yeah. He was signed again. He spent like 6-7 years at Chelsea, won the Champions League, won multiple league titles. Ancelotti's main man at the time at right backs, literally was unreplaceable, kind of like Ben White, centre back turned right back, just continuously stayed there and he made it his own.
Bruno Guimaraes, he was a January transfer window as well.
Oh my days! Yeah. Was Joe Willock one as well?
No, he was summer.
I think
summer.
Someone wasn't he?
We went on loan.
We used Joe Willock money to sign Odegaard.
Joe Willock's having a good season. I do like Joe Willock. But yeah, Guimaraes is crazy, because I remember saying in my cousin's group chat, he's going to be sick. And then one of my other cousins, who's just random, he was like, yeah, he's going to be sick. And everyone's like, nah, you're just chatting. Top four, Bruno Guimaraes in the Brazil squad as well. Fantastic player. One is the obvious one from Man United point of view, Bruno Fernandes, literally going from Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira as our number 10s. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's next piece in his puzzle, which you got in January, where fans actually went to the CEO's house, Ed Woodward's house outside, and had effigies and banners and stuff. They're like, sign Fernandes, because we just lost to Burnley at home and we signed Bruno Fernandes. And this was a pandemic season as well. So literally, it was just the fact we got him. We saw a bit of him, then we had to wait a couple of months until he was back in the squad, and fantastic player. And one player who I don't want to mention, so I'm going to let you guys guess. Uruguayan striker, number 9, Liverpool, signed in the same window as Andy Carroll to Liverpool as well, but he had a much better time at Liverpool. Andy Carroll did. I don't like saying his name because I don't like him at all, but he was incredible in the Premier League, and I hate to admit it, but he was.
One more good signing, and this is not actually a player, but it's a manager. I think Tuchel to Chelsea.
That was a good shout. That was
the January one, end of January 2021. Yeah, Champions League season. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's almost like Di Matteo, but I don't know when Di Matteo replaced Villas-Boas. It may have been February or November.
Yeah, it was Feb.
Yeah, it's Feb.
Tuchel was a January signing for Chelsea. Although not a player, but it was a really good signing to make, because at the end of it, they got the Champions League, which is, we all would say we do with one of those. You do with any trophy at the moment, Sukhi, but for us...
We'd all want a trophy. We'd all want a trophy. Crazy. We're literally like Spurs at the moment. We haven't won a trophy since 2017.
Hey, listen. We've got like a peanut allergy to trophies, isn't it? So, yeah.
Realistically speaking, though, there is value in the January transfer market. And I think a lot of teams nowadays, the smaller teams, know how to play the game a lot better as well. When you're looking at some of these transfers and they're just raking up the prices, raking up the profit margins as well. Shakhtar Donetsk literally saying, "Oh, we'll donate 20 million to the Ukrainian soldiers as well." It's just like crazy, absolutely crazy as well.
I've got a good one for you boys. I don't know if you remember it. Henrik Larsson from Celtic on loan.
06-07.
Yeah.
That was a good loan signing in, which was good. I really enjoyed watching Henrik Larsson at Man United. What a player he was. And Sean knows how much I love Henrik Larsson, despite how much Sean doesn't particularly like Henrik Larsson.
What about Saha? Was a January transfer window signing, wasn't he, for you boys? Louis Saha.
Louis Saha was one, for Man United, which was great.
Because at that time he was like the guy, like
he was the guy in the Premier League when people were like, "Oh yeah, he needed to be signed as well," which is crazy as well. But no, literally, I'm really happy with what Man United have done recently in the January transfer market. It's just if we get one player, we get one player. If we don't, we don't. But Wout Weghorst is a really good loan sign as well. Looking forward to seeing him play.